Everyone.
Hello. Here we are again.
Welcome back. We're going to continue our adventure, and this time in a very special place. When we left the City of the Sun, we traveled by bus to Tota.
Yeah.
Now, Tota is a very special place in the province of Bojaca, and I think
Yeah.
tell us about Tota.
Yeah, I would like to
You
start
grew
with the
up there,
names.
right?
Yeah, it's very special.
Rafael grew up in Tota.
So I'm from Tota. And I always like to start with the meaning behind those names because they share part of the story. So Tota is again a Muisca word that it has these two syllables. To is related with water, and Ta is connected with a fertile line or a very rich land to grow food. So Tota means a land of water and fertile land. Sorry. So this is a place, my birthplace.
It is a very special place. It is, I think, the second largest lake in on the continent. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, it's the second highest.
Second highest.
So I guess everyone is familiar with Titicaca Lake, which is between Bolivia and Peru, with this huge sacred big portal lake that is located in the highest spot in Andean mountain system. But the second highest is Tota Lake, and it's more than 3,000-meter high. So we were like touching the sky a little bit.
It really, you get there, you stand on top of the hill behind the house, and you feel like you're standing inside of the cosmos, inside of the sky, especially at night, of course, with the stars. And we also had incredible moments of, what would you call it? Like transcendental moments of enjoying the nature where we were looking at the sunset. And you don't need to take mushrooms for that or make a trip or anything. You just sit there in the nature and you feel like you're on a trip. Like you're tripping. Like that's how powerful the nature is, like sitting there on the mountains and the beauty and the feeling the stars inside, like on top of your head. Like, yeah. You were like yeah. Uh,
Sorry, no, I agree totally. Like it's going to a very different area, atmosphere. It's just you're crossing a very different field where you feel different. Yeah.
it is like you're entering a different realm. And I think that sort of summarizes what that place was about for me also. Uh, to really connect with that. Like, it's really like you're entering the earth. Like, it is much like, how do you say? The nature is so powerful there that you are really connecting with how it used to be, like millions of years ago. That's how it feels.
Yeah, and actually, because that is where we are going to share a little bit today, like the living way, the lifestyle that people is getting there. They also are like in a different rhythm, in a different
Time
time.
perception.
Yeah, they are in a different speed, right? But also, yeah, we also want to share why is important this place. Not only because it's my birthplace, but we were discovering new surprises, like the legends and the myths behind that were more real, right? So this lake uh, is connected with the Temple of Sun, where we were visiting, because this system that we were mentioning in the previous chapter is a system made of lakes, mountains, and like the nature connects. So we were in a very this lake, Tota Lake, used to be one of the ritual places to give birth. So women went there to make the ritual when they are ready to give birth. So it was the ceremonial place.
Imagine all of that life that came into this world through that lake. And that definitely contributes to the power of that place.
Yeah.
There's a lake surrounded by mountains on that altitude, directly with the cosmos on top of your head, and then all and those people, those women who gave birth there, ages ago.
Mm.
And so that lake connects many, many energetic lines from the whole world, and timelines and consciousness. And yeah, it's a place of love,
Mhm.
definitely.
It's interesting because they were also recreating in a real way the idea that they have that they are coming from the cosmos. Like this idea that there is a connection between the cosmos and the earth water in kind of snake shapes, and that they was the way that the goddess came and create humans. So there's like is in the lake where we come from, and is the lake where I give the new humans. Like so always connecting that.
Yeah.
For them makes a lot of sense to get birth there. And even if we see into the science and all of these medical thing, will be even more suitable for a woman being in such a high cold. Maybe for now, people will be scandalized, like, oh wow, that is inhuman or maybe not possible. But actually, give a very specific conditions that are very good for the mother and for the baby in those circumstances. Like natural, what is the word for that when you need to stop feeling one part of your body?
To end this, uh,
Like anesthesia.
yeah, a
Yeah.
type of anesthesia,
Yeah.
the cold water, going
Mm.
into the cold water, a type of, yeah, it puts the body, the nervous system in a different state once it adjusts. Very calm.
Yeah, and the baby will be from a liquid environment, like inside of the mother womb, going to the water
Yeah.
also. So this is even more, how do you say, like more advanced than nowadays. Like even now, people are with a lot of money creating these big and fancy cameras with water and then recreating something that the nature always did.
Yeah. Oh, beautifully said. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, this place exactly was. So we arrived to this area that was Tota, but we were mm, recognizing the place exactly in a very uh, little village. This village name is Wakira, with another name that means sacred place hiding on the mountains. So we were surrounded by mountains. Actually, we were high up in the mountains, but there were some hills around, right?
Yeah.
And this place called Wakira was before the whole region. Now is reduced to a small village, but it is still like saving that information. So we were exactly to that place, a place sacred hiding on the mountains, Wakira, which is like my relatives, my parents live.
Yeah, on a little farm,
Yeah,
which is absolutely magical. So simple and so
super
magical.
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, maybe people think farm and they imagine like this big place full of animals, very sophisticated. No, actually, it was very simple. But yeah, I have some questions for that. Like, what was that impression when you? Because later we make a walk to the lake, like the first time, and you were taking all these crystal that you collect from a tanche. So it was also very beautiful to clean them there on the water and because there are many stories about that lake, but what's your first encounter with the lake? How was that moment?
What comes to mind right now, because many things happened inside of me, but what the first thing that comes to mind is I was standing there by the shore, and I felt myself by the shore of the lake, and I felt myself to be like in the middle of the cosmos. In the past, in the future, and in the now, all at the same time. It was like this one point that I was merging with, and I was looking out over the lake, and I was seeing the mountains, and I was seeing all of these other places on Earth, that lakes like lakes in South Africa, lakes in Switzerland that I've been to, in Germany, in the Netherlands, and I was just seeing all of these places at the same time, and like they were all connected with one another. Which is, of course, part of my work to do that, to connect these different places with one another through feeling that, through experiencing that. And it was like I was teleporting, like I was standing there, and at the same time, suddenly I was standing in Switzerland at the lake, and then I was back here. And it made the world suddenly feel like really small, but in a good way. Like really, I don't know how to explain it. Like everything is gonna be okay. It was this feeling of, look, the world is just our garden.
Mm-hmm.
It's just our garden. It's not. It's big and vast and so much to discover, and at the same time, it's not strange. It is our home. It is our garden, and everywhere we are home. Like we can be at home anywhere, and we are all just one humanity, one origin.
I remember that you mentioned very spontaneous. Oh, I feel like I am arriving home
Yeah.
that time. And when we were like climbing down to the lake, you also found some of the guards of the places, like some spirits that are guarding the
Yeah.
plants around, like, and you were like so surprised
I
and
was
greeting them and connecting with them.
I was freaking out. It
Mm.
made me so happy. We were walking down towards the lake, and then I found mushrooms, fly agaric, which started communicating. Like I started like really connecting with it, feeling it in France when I was like a couple of months ago, when I was still in France, I think. And I was like wondering, what is it trying to tell me, and where is this connection going? And then I found them here at the lake, and it was like greeting me, saying, "Hello, here I am." It was like very loud, and I was just so happy. I sat down and I started talking to it, or like just feeling it, because I mean, it is a very beautiful mushroom.
Yeah.
And it was, and then I started noticing that the little fairies, like nature spirits, also the guardians of the trees and the trees by the lake, it was so the same. They was the same, like in Switzerland or in France, like the same nature spirit. So I was once again like just connects to it what I was feeling like. The world really is our garden. Is we are everywhere, and everywhere is us.
Yeah.
And we have to feel that familiarity again. It is that place was really inviting me, and I need to pass this message on. We have to feel like the world is our home again. We're not strangers. The nature is our home. This feeling of strangeness and is what we project, but it knows us. The plants, the nature spirits are just waiting to welcome us.
Yeah, it
And the lakes.
reminds me like two things. You mentioned about this guard, these spirits, and because the lake has its own spirit guard, that is a kind of story that take me also to Asia and this connection that we have from the ancient China and how some similar beings also are in this part of the world. So the Tota Lake has a very important being or a spirit that is inside of the lake, and people have some encounters with it. Even some, I don't know, in the past when the Spaniards and the Europeans came, there are some stories that people that really met them. And but the thing is that also is connected with the emerald, with the crystal, and there is a story behind. And so we were greeting all these beings from different places, and also what you feel this familiarity. I felt like the people were also recognizing you easily. I mean, they there is not very common to find foreigners maybe, but not someone who is going to live and stay there, or that even they didn't speak English, and they communicate like with you trying to speak normally, asking how are you, and even though they know that they don't speak the language. I don't know if you remember, like people sometimes just trying to express in making, yeah, this connection familiar in somehow.
We were feeling each other. It was so easy, just feeling each other. And I think it was because of this connection to the nature. Because, like you say, those people there, because the nature is so powerful, it's like they have adjusted, like their whole biology. They're not like it is. This is what I observe. It's really it's like it partially melted with the countryside, with the land, with the earth, with the grasses there, the stones, the hills. It's like the energy really, yeah, connects with one another very strongly, and it has become part of them. And I connect with that easily, like with the nature. So we feel each other. We don't need words. We just, yeah.
Yeah, and it was very visible. I mean, when the people met you, they were very happy. They wanted to know, but actually, the worst was just the beginning, and then just feel each other. They were happy with your presence, and you were also enjoying them. Like it was very natural communication. And also, that is what we wanted to highlight is the way that the people live there. I mean, they are totally into there. I mean, like they have their cows, they have their animals, and this just naturally the sun is wake up them in the morning, receiving the sunrise in a very natural way, nothing very as sometimes in the city we make all these, I don't know, to put it so religious or so ritualistic everything. Not for them is like the daily life, like just wake up according to the sun, to the sounds outside, the light is gone. So it's just follow that rhythm and communicating with the animals and being on the land. So it is totally different. It's a totally different feeling.
It is medicine for the world. It is medicine, that energy. And we made use of that, or I did, to help bring that medicine to us and to all of you and to the world. So we will share later a little thing, something ritual that we did at the end as well to help, to assist with, so that this energy is transmitted. As like you say, it's really the slow life. And we always talk about the slow life.
That it doesn't mean that is lazy or that is unproductive. Vice versa. It's like the exact rhythm. And actually, if you see these people in the countryside, they are strong. They are really hard workers.
Really strong.
Yeah. And every day, just they are very active. But they are not stressed or they are
They
not
don't go to the
hurried.
gym. They don't.
No, but they can really like have very strong. And you see like elderly, like I don't know, someone 80 years is still like carrying things, walking, running.
These potato bags, unbelievably heavy. This is. I had to carry it for your father down the road here. Whoa, it was heavy.
And imagine these people, they at that age working normally, carrying things and like pulling the bulls and the cows and fighting with them, getting fat, really healthy, very healthy. And sometimes they get some injury or something and they recover easily. They are eating very good. They also eating according what they have, reading the nature around. Maybe they don't know all this information that we interpret now, that we put it in this sophisticated way and put it like quite scientifically a bit, but no, for them is how it is, the normal thing.
They just live it without even knowing. And I think it's also because the nature is so powerful there that they actually live it. Because you have other places on the earth where people also live in that way, similar, and yet much less healthy. Like there's much more pressure also, uh, survival pressure, and not this relaxed state of being. And I think the power of the nature there really plays a big role. And that reminds me that at this time, the nature really is, and our body, like it really is the answer. The nature, the energy in the nature has become so powerful; it can heal so much.
Yeah. I think that also is very important to mention that all what we identified from our perspective also have to be quite realistic. I mean, we have all the modern problems, all the economic issue, all these influence from Western culture. All of those problems are there. That is the magical thing because we are not talking about like this perfect land without any problem, like magical people living there, immortals now. They have even all this heaviness of the history and all
Lots of darkness as well.
a lot of like is everything, but the thing is that inside of that they are like catching naturally that rhythm and we can identify it easily. I mean, we see the difference, right? But if you go personally, of course you're gonna see all the like the real thing too, right? All the problems, difficulties, poverty and all of that, like, well, maybe poverty from some eyes, right, from economic side, but actually they don't feel poor. That is why something that maybe we're going to mention later, some special conversations about the people that we met on the way, like this driver who they really feel rich just having the opportunity of enjoy nature. For them is that is their richness.
I would love to go into that maybe in another episode more deeply. Because nature is abundance, absolute abundance, prosperity. But abundance, it's more than one needs. And that is the principle upon which we were created, like, and upon which nature still functions, always produces more than is needed.
Yeah, you can say that. I remember like that we have all what we needed. Food, like, also because my parents, they used just like to go to the neighbor farmers, and they exchange, they give, always like giving from here there. You never will feel lack of food or hungry. You always have plenty of it, and all the medicine that you need. Actually, you have everything. Sometimes here we are struggling with, I don't know, with the fridge. We have not. I have nothing now in my fridge, but over there, it's like you cannot eat all the food that they give you. Yeah.
And this is, I'm going to just say some observations from a more maybe Western perspective, but you go there and you see these very simple houses, small and very simple, and maybe not very nice looking on the inside, like not modern. And you would think often this picture is painted to us in the West that, oh, those people are poor and they're struggling and we imagine them having this survival stress. But this is the one thing that stands out so strongly, which is that is the exact opposite. Those people with lots of money, or not even lots of money, just the people generally in Europe who have all of these things and houses, their survival stress is so high. Really? And here, being in that place, it was the exact, like, I know they have survival stress also, but does not compare. It does not compare to what is normal in the West. And on the contrary, there was this constant sense of abundance, even in walking past the most simple huts where people live in. The people just being in that rhythm, and you can also see it in the way that they do things. That they do not stress about, I don't know, multiplying their cow herd or making more money, or they just do things the slow way, and there is always enough. You see it in how much food they have and how much time they have to socialize with one another. To enjoy, to just enjoy. They don't have that survival stress. It's like the exact opposite, and is the medicine we need.
I also get this feeling, this sensation of shareness. I don't know if that word is correct in English. You always want to share. They always like want to exchange, give what they have. So this is what you say. They already like abandon this attachment to things. They enjoy giving, and it's something wonderful. And like people are happy that when they feel that they are giving things, and people are happy receiving, and they enjoy that. They enjoy just like cooking a lot of food for people, receiving the guests, and making them. They really enjoy that, and they are not worried about losing what they have, but they are happy sharing the only thing they have. So you're right. It's a different sensation. Yeah.
It is an atmosphere that heals. It heals our nervous system, especially when you come from Europe or the West with that pressure. And it's also not how we imagine the farmers, like when you think of small scale farmers from a third world country, you often imagine them working like from dawn till dusk, like working so hard and destroying their bodies just trying to make a living. It was the exact opposite. They're busy from morning till night or evening, but in a way that is this includes the relaxation, includes the socializing, everything. It's just everything is done in this relaxed way.
Yeah.
There's no stressing about money, because even though maybe they have 3 cows, they have all the food, they have everything one needs to be happy, really.
Yeah, and
The
actually,
connection, and they always, as you say, they always look to create this sense of togetherness, of community, and that is and is like a direct translation of this abundant energy that they live on top of in the nature. It translates into love, into togetherness, into wanting to share, because there's just so much, and they feel it in their bodies. I can see that, and it just wants to flow somewhere. So they create so much community and amazing art.
yeah, actually, yeah, I think you're right because also at that time we're kind of celebration for somewhere, and they were really enjoying the celebration. Like it's time to celebrate. Just like really
Go all in.
into the celebration. Like you can see them and they really enjoy that time, the music, the dancing, the drinking, the sharing. Like they really full enjoy it. Maybe they have to spend a lot of strength working, but it's working there and now it's time to celebrate. But actually they create little celebration times. Sometimes maybe I don't know if you remember once at night, like a lot of people gathering, and finally they ended up dancing, music, sharing, drinking, and it was spontaneous. They just, if they feel that is the celebration going on, they celebrate.
They just do.
Yeah, but also you can see like really also like great work. I mean, they are mm, generating a lot of food, cropping a lot of food for the cities. Also, because these communities there, they are around this lake. Everything is the lake. I mean, the lake gives the water that they need for work, for living. So it's like it's beautiful, like to see it from like up view, and you see the lake in the center and all the dynamics surrounded, working around that. It's like the energy of the water is bringing all what they need to create all, yeah, and all the activities are around that. It's great because in the morning you climb a little bit the mountain and from the distance you see the lake and you feel like yeah the lake is it. So there is some energy that is feeding them all the time.
It's a powerful energy. Yeah, we will post some photos of that
Yeah,
on top of the hill.
like a view from that. Yeah.
Incredible, like also in the day, like you can see so far across the mountains, the mountain ranges beyond the lake, but you see the whole lake, and then all those. You really feel like you're on top of the world. It's unbelievable.
So maybe I want to ask you one thing that will also a little bit like slowly taking us into the next place because we're gonna visit a very tiny but very powerful place for the next time. But it's a surprise. But before that, because it's connected, you had the opportunity to go into the lake. I don't know if you want to mention now or later. We are talking about the lake, but and it was the second time that you went to the lake, but this time was like to be in the water. So how was that that time?
Oh, I'm getting tears. I'm tearing up. Yeah, it was like I was connected to the whole past of that lake. I felt so much love, like feminine energy, incredible amount of feminine energy, of love, and it's like this deep breath, this sense of many people having been in this lake who were breathing deeply still, who knew how to breathe in rhythm with nature. It's like their lungs were much bigger than ours. That's the feeling.
Yeah, and for sure they have because they needed like extra strong lungs to
Yeah.
breathe in that height. But it will make sense in that way, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was, and all the women giving birth there, breathing through those, keeping the rhythm, and yeah.
Imagine how many lives were like given that lake.
I want to make a connection there because it is so beautiful. Because the space, outer space, where the stars are, is not empty. We think it's empty, is a vacuum, but it's not. Is ether. It's pure source material, source from which the fabric from which one can create matter, and it acts actually like water. So some people say it is like the cosmic lake. It is like water. It has properties like water. So when you bring in the soul through giving birth in the lake, and you are connecting with the water, and you are connecting with the other side and helping that soul come through from the other side through the physical portal, the woman, the mother, and you create this incredible, like I am seeing this incredible transition taking place that allows for very powerful human being to start its life, or his or her life. And I think we are returning to that. And I think that lake is going to help us remember. I know there are many women who are nowadays giving birth the natural way. And
yes, it's becoming again practice nowadays. We see how women are remember that, getting that knowledge, and starting to recover that tradition. And I am happy to see that are young people, young women that are, and I can imagine later again these old women like in the past with all the knowledge, because now they are starting with a very early age with that consciousness and with this connection to giving birth as a important ceremony. So I am thinking that it is something very beautiful. And yeah, also we can see that, for example, in my case and many families, when we were born at that time, even I think my parents, they didn't know exactly how it was time ago, but they have something inside that they knew. For example, all me and my sister, my brother,
like some remembrance.
yes, because when we were babies, after we born, they took all the placenta and all the things and put it near to the fire, and they have this connection, and they knew that they have to keep them in order to have this connection and healthy boys, and in somehow they knew, and for them was we have to do it, and they always did it. So there is a group of people that still have this natural born process, or that we at the time no hospital, nothing, so we were, but I think that is influence for that energy that the lake carries from the ancient times. So that is,
And this is very clear with your family, and you also, like this very, you have this very powerful root energy, as I call it, this groundedness, this connection to the earth, which is you radiate it. It's like and it creates this feeling of a lot of energy in a safe space and hope. It brings a like energy, like light. Yeah, it's powerful.
yeah, maybe to a little bit close that topic, maybe I want to show you something. Is is because we are talking about that, and maybe you have been indigenous carrying these kind of bags that also have is handmade, and there is bags inside the bags, like we have always connected with these bags. And the thing is that when we get born, we get these bags because also is, remember the connection that we have with the earth, the physical earth, but with the cosmos mother, and with the biological mother, we is always connected. So it represents the womb mother where we come from, and we always keep that connection through this thread. I mean, this is like the navel cord, and they still like symbolize that. So we are not in the mother's womb anymore, but we still have that feeling that we are connected, and not just for our biological mother, but with our like essence mother, like the earth, the cosmos. So we always keep this connection with us. So that is why also they put these into the earth near to the fire to keep these alive, warm.
So after the baby's born, they put the placenta and the umbilical cords on the ground near to the fire for a time, to keep that connection, and then you get this bag, which is symbolic for that, to keep that connection to the Mother Earth, and that all of that energy,
Yes.
and it creates a powerful protection also.
Yeah, this is like a lot of information about this, but in general, yeah, it is actually the representation of life here. So
Oh,
have you, so always you carrying your own life.
yeah.
Yeah.